Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is TheSparrowsJourney. This is Narcosis. Narcosis is a horror game made by Honor Code, and it should be out already by the time this video goes up. This is not the start of the game. This is not the beginning of the story. I am recording this and showing you the game a little bit further away from the start. I would say about 30 to 45 minutes in the story. There's a guy, a voice in the background, which supposedly is you. I'm not still sure of that, but it's supposedly you telling the story in the background while you are navigating in this place all destroyed. Everything was going on well at the start. We were supposedly part of a science team that are investigating underwater, very deep in the ocean. And things went badly, as they always do in horror games. And from that point on, we are trying to find survivors. We are trying to find members of our team and getting out of this situation alive. You are in this suit underwater, which holds the pressure and oxygen. Oxygen is the primary thing you need to be careful about in this game. If I look to my bottom left, you can see the oxygen I currently have. I have 90%, and I have a normal intake right now on my current state. Whenever you are in this very stressful state, such as things showing up on the screen, being stressful because of a situation you are about to die, oxygen intake is going rapidly grow, and you have to be careful with that. On my bottom right, I can see the amount of flares I have, which I can activate with my right click, because things are very, very dark in this game, and these flares help out once in a while. And with my left click, I can do a small attack with supposedly a sort of knife I have in my hands. I can attack little creatures that eventually come up to you and try to eat you in some way. With all of that said, there's two things I want to mention. First, this game, I would say the optimal experience is with VR. I'm currently not playing VR for obvious reasons. I don't have a system for VR, and I'm recording without VR. So this is how you play the game without VR. I say this because I do believe that the optimal experience is with VR. Things are optimized for VR, I would say, even though they claim on the Steam page that the game was initially made for a standard PC kind of gameplay. Because when you look at the bottom left, bottom right, you see these are kind of movements you have when you play with the VR headset. Now, with that said, a second thing I want to say is I still have not finished this game, and I do believe it's very, very, I would say, unfair to these kind of games with, you know, heavy story-driven games to make a first impressions or even a review, if you want to call it that, if you haven't finished the game, and I haven't. So I'm just going to give you my superficial opinions about it, and I'm going to show you a little bit of the gameplay so that you know what is Narcosis all about. And one of the things that it is about is this sort of thing. Warning, elevated O2 intake. So we are currently heavy breathing, so I gotta step away from that guy if I don't want to get too stressed and lose all the oxygen I have right now in the suit. From this point on, I have not played the game yet, so this will also be a first, experience for me.
The habs are lit up top to bottom all the time. A lot of the gear was waterproof. Some of the lights and monitors were still running. So it wasn't dark, but it's fading. Like the whole thing's on life support.
One thing I forgot to mention is we have a thruster with which I can speed up my walking for a couple seconds. And that thruster is activated by my space key. You have the occasional jump scares, as you could see. So that's one way of this game being classified as horror game, I suppose. Even though I do prefer games that use the environment and the tension. I would say, and trying to compare things out, I would say Outlast 2, the demo, is one of the few latest horror games that I played that I really, really enjoyed and wanted to play more. When the game is all about jump scares, I'm not as encouraged to play it. First, because I'm a pussy to play these kind of games. Secondly, because I'm not a huge fan of jump scare games. Let's just put it that way. Let's throw a flare over here. Doesn't seem to be needed. The power is back, apparently. So we're gonna get in here. explore a little bit of this guy's room. There's a phone ringing, which is quite odd, considering that we are underwater. There should not be any phones working over here. And, this is the kind of situation that somewhat increases the tension in this game, I would say. We are not in the same place where we were at. Looking back, we have no way back, and we did have it. There's a lot of these situations too in this game where you are playing normally, and suddenly the scenario changes. And it changes drastically. And I want you to think about this word. Narcosis is the name of the game. Here's the phone. And here's a big thing, which scares you off a little bit. Another jump scare. Are we good? I see stars. Oh, alright. We are back to the room where we were at. Narcosis. Why do I want you to think about this name? Well, it clearly tells you, it's a message to what is going on actually. If you think about the meaning of the word. It basically means a state of unconsciousness produced by drugs. So rather than, I would say, being a catastrophic situation over here where everything went to hell when we were exploring the depths of the ocean trying to figure it out, you know, things for science to help the humanity out. It might be the situation where we are just lying in a bed and trying to recover from a huge operation, something of the sort. This is a flare, we're gonna take it. I hear a couple of noises. Doesn't make me feel that great. Oh Jesus. Alright, that was not there. I gotta say, I don't like this, but once again, the name of the game makes all sense. If you're watching this, kids, this is another reason why you should not do drugs. My oxygen is down to 60%. So we gotta find a bottle of oxygen soon. Lights go out again. And oxygen intake goes up. Let me put a flare out if I can. Jesus, okay. I'll admit, that scared me a tiny little bit. I'm not sure that box is texturized. It doesn't look like that, but... like I said, I'm a pussy when it comes to horror games. But I would believe someone that enjoys horror games and somewhat plays a lot of them, after a few of these moments where the lights go out, they don't really feel that scared anymore. Okay, we should continue over here, I would suppose. I would not dare, I would say, to play this game in VR, I suppose. That would be a really bad experience for me. But, you know, this is your cup of tea. Go ahead and try that. Right now, really, I'm really trying to just show you more and more of the game. As part of this... Oh, hello, little spider over there. As part of this first impressions. Okay, a bathroom. Everything's
it's relentless.
Underwater.
I mean, the isolation is unnatural. Little problems start to spiral. And any baggage you don't check at the surface comes unpacked pretty quick. Some find ways to cope, others struggle.
I didn't find any other games on Steam made by Honor Code. Hi, little fishy. I will say that the game doesn't look that great when it comes to graphics. It's not the littlest thing out there, and you know, I have to throw comparisons over there. I played lately Soma. Soma is an amazing adventure. Did I hear steps? It's an amazing adventure, and it happens underwater too. Most of it, I would say. And compared to Narcosis, I did enjoy Soma a lot more. from what I played, little I played from Narcosis. This is why I do feel it's really unfair to judge a game, a story heavy-driven game, by just a couple of minutes, of course. Just trying to deliver a couple of minutes of gameplay and guarantee that I'm not doing a mistake by evaluating the game that way. I'm gonna use my thrusts over here to try to fit in this hole and land down here. Alright. Hi, little thing. I should probably scare you out with this if I can. Okay, you can't hit these things with your left click. It will try to get on your suit. Last time I checked. They have a weird way of moving, I'll say that. Now, once in a while, you will be able to find these IDs. These are... There we go. We have to take this guy out of our face by tapping the mouse button. You have to find, or I wouldn't say you have to, but you will find these guys once in a while on the floor. This is the team that you were working with, supposedly. I'm not sure if this is... Okay. Interesting. So, the game was still going on, even though I had the... You know, I was paused in some way. Can you guys stop now, please? I would like to continue with my story over here. I need oxygen, so I'm gonna take this one. Right on time, I would say. Gonna try to keep these guys scared. Here's some more flares. Are they down now? I hope they are. Yes, they seem to be dead now. You don't seem to have any... Whoa. What's going on? Why do I have a high oxygen intake? Is it because of that guy over there on the window? I would suppose you need to maybe get near it. No, maybe not. We have to figure out a way out of here. So as I was trying to say, you have these personal IDs, and I would assume maybe these are the, you know, the developers of the game. And once you see a corpse on the floor, you can pick it up, the ID or not, I would suppose, and it will give you a little bit of info about that person. And it basically confirms the death of that person. Like all the personnel that I've figured out that are black and white right now are people that I've found in the game and confirmed dead. Alright, now we gotta figure out a way out of here. I would suppose this is it. Oh, we are taking a lot of oxygen. We are having... restore power to activate... Okay, hold up. We have high oxygen intake over here because of the body. So where can I activate the power over here? Here we go. They're not very hard puzzles, are they? We'll go over here. Okay, we better get out of here, I would suppose, before that guy gets to us. I'm not sure if he will, if we take too much time. Oh, select level? We're gonna go for level 2. If we are on level 1, we're obviously gonna go for level 2, I would say. There's a few things here and there that, you know, reveal the game needed a little bit more polish.
I've seen death before, but not like this. Up here, the impact's usually more abstract. This is intimate. It's like when you pass an accident on the freeway. All the possibilities run wild. But then a song you like comes on, or your exit's coming up, and you've moved on. Back to normal.
I will say that this narrator, the person that is talking in the background, is really well done. I really like not only his voice, but how he managed to put a proper environment or tension in the game. I really like that. It was well done. On the other hand, I was hoping at some point to find a place where we can change things around, you know? Not having the whole game depending on this guy to carry on the story. Not having the whole game to figure it out or finally reach a point where we are at in the present, because this feels like we are playing in the past. And I would like to reach a point where we are in the present, and then from that point on, move on in the story to something greater in the future. But that doesn't seem to be the case. It seems to me that it's gonna be like this for most of the game. Why do I see an arm over there moving by itself? It's gonna get on my face, right? Maybe not. Reset hazard level. Okay, doors unlocked. Oh, hello. The guy moved so slowly that I was kind of expecting that already. So we're gonna move and pat. Oh, damn. Okay. Now, this is what I find cool in this game. Okay. The power it has to just change things around rapidly. I really like that. Not only I got to a point where I was not expecting over there, but now gravity changed as well. Oh, I was hoping to get on the wall and start walking on it. Oh, let's see. Are we achieving something over here? Well, at least I'm stuck now to the sofa. And now if we move over there... Okay, this is progress, I would say. Kind of, in a weird way of doing things, but... Basically, we need... This is turning out like a jumping puzzle. Alright, cool. Now we need to wait for the door to open. Okay, there we go. Again, I'll say it. It's kind of weird that you're not able to just go in the door since we are navigating in the water. I suppose we need to do the same thing over here. With the fishies. Hello. Mr. Jack. Need to land on this cabinet maybe now, or maybe on the fridge over there. Okay, cool. We're stuck, but this is a good stuck. I'll throw a flare over there just cuz. I'll use my thruster. Oh gosh, alright. Gotta wait for it to open and get to the other one over there. At this point, honestly, I'm not sure how big the game is. Oh, geez. Okay. I'll see you later. Alright, the glass seems to be breaking. Or maybe that's just to scare us out. But considering the amount of people I've found so far, I would say we still have a long way to go. The game is quite linear, I would say. Here and there you have a secondary way where I found one of these bodies, but overall it's pretty linear, and there's so many people still colored. These are all the people that I still haven't found. I would say we still have a long way to go. If we count the time that I've played so far now, I would say I should have something like 1 hour and 10 minutes in the game. Alright, I'm gonna jump over there. Gosh, this is very confusing right now. That guy will fall, right? And now I fell. Oh gosh. Hello? Good morning. This is how you die. Whenever something really terrible happens, that's how you supposedly die, quote unquote. You go back to a previous checkpoint, and this checkpoint was over there. And I suppose that's not something we want to be caught by that hand. So let me figure this one out. I'm stuck over here now, so we want to jump, I would say, over there, over here. Little fishy. And now we want to go all the way over there. But if the door closes, we're screwed. My thrusters are not powerful enough to get to that door, but we can get to this one. So we should be fine entering this one. A little bit more of what happened before. Let's say goodbye to that guy. Oh, can we get over here? Finally, I was sort of getting annoyed by that kind of gameplay on the walls. What I do need is some oxygen. Anything around here regarding oxygen? Not entirely sure why are we having this vision now, right now. Our vision is really small right now, for some reason. That's not normal. Okay, we can have some more... No, we cannot have any oxygen over here. Usually we do. Hold up, I think we're back to where we were at. How can this be a good thing? Hold up. Opening these doors can get a little annoying as well, but... yeah, we have been here. So I'm gonna try this door instead. I'm not entirely sure we have been on this one. So maybe that was the secondary way, and this is the main way to finish the story. Or maybe it's just a storage room.
They're planning on 60, 75 once the whole thing's staffed up. So with just 20 of us, there's already this hollow quality. Like dropping by the office when everyone's gone for the weekend. Not a lot of time for recreation, but the options were there. They did their best to keep us happy.
That guy punching the wall was not on that side. He was on the other side. Alright, something bad is gonna happen now because bad things always happen in bathrooms in horror games. Surprising, not on this one. Okie dokie. That's one thing you don't want to face. Those guys screw you up really badly. So, we probably want to get in the bathroom, wait for it to pass by, and then continue our journey. Alright. Seems good. All fine by me. Have a good life, Mr. Big Crab. That's one crab you don't want to deal with. I've dealt with them before. And we reach the gym with another corpse over there. And finally something moving. Something that is not a creature. And for some reason my directions are flashing. Hello, buddy. Stop eating this guy, come on. Here is another ID. Let's check what it is. But that guy is gonna attack me. Yep. Which is kind of annoying, considering this is a single player experience. I'm not sure how I like this. If the game should just pause. In my opinion, I think it should just pause. Gonna get the oxygen over here. We have hit him 3 times, so he's now dead. I'm not entirely sure if it's possible to kill him without, you know, having that going on. Let's see that ID. And that was... I think this guy, yes. Tells you a little bit of the background of what's going on in the station. I guess that's one way to tell the story. I like the way the game tells the story. I like games that tell you the story by having things happening on the screen. I like games that don't start from the very beginning telling you, this is Jack, that's Anthony, and they had a beautiful life until something really bad happened. So this is where you are right now. No, I like games like this where, especially horror games, it quite fits the theme. Where they just tell you the story by having you playing that story. Okay, we reached a new section, apparently. That's why we're having a little bit of a loading time over here. We're gonna check the settings if the game allows me to, right now. There we go. So we're gonna press escape. The game is still running, apparently, which is not great. And we're gonna check something like the graphics. This is all I have available to customize. Resolution, of course. Render quality. I have everything on max, as you can see. Not a lot to choose from, I must say. But more than some games out there. Interesting. This helmet is... You know, it was out of the suit. It's in the suit again. Just quite disturbing. A living thing over there. Sort of living thing. Finally. Let me see if I can uncover a little bit more of the story. It's like some sort of ghost now. We have to jump over here to these platforms, and not by doing this, which will lead to my death. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is enough for you to check what Narcosis is about and what it does and what kind of environment you can expect from this horror game. I would say, honestly, my personal opinion is it lacks something. Not entirely sure what. Graphically, it's not amazing. Story-wise, it's a little bit cliche, you know? These transformations between scenarios, it's cool, but it's not something incredibly new. I really like the way they have done it, where sometimes you are in a place and when you close your eyes and open them again, you are in a different completely place. I like that, but it's not something completely new. When it comes to comparisons, you know, I really do compare this a lot. The first game that comes to my mind is Soma, and that game is really well done. When compared to this, I do believe Soma is much better done. I'm not hugely interested in the story. That's one thing. There's not much that drives me to keep playing it. I can tell you right now that after this video, I will most likely not finish the game or continue playing it. If you want to know more, if you want to, you know, eventually play the game, it should be already available on Steam. I'll leave the link down below in the description. My name has been TheSparrowsJourney. I'll see you on the next video. Have a good day. Bye-bye.